Let's go to our expert, Jonathan Fahey, former ICE Director and former DHS Deputy Assistant Secretary, joins us now. Jonathan, let's start at the end of this book. What happens to Hunter Biden?
That's a great question, and you do wonder, will he be treated differently? Will he be treated the same as other people that have similar situations? And it really is an open question, because the way the Department of Justice is handling this investigation, they decided not to appoint a special counsel. So there's really politics all over this thing.
Jonathan, I asked Corey Mills in our 4 o'clock hour if he thought the investigation would be finished by the midterms. What do you think?
It seems to me, I guess I don't. The short answer is I don't know, but it seems to me that you think they would want to finish this soon and before the midterms and before they get too close to the midterms. But again, you don't really know what's going on, how much investigation has gone on really, and how much more they have to do. So it really is an open question, but it has been going on quite a while, and you think there is an incentive to just, from the prosecutor's perspective, just to wrap this case up and get to a decision point.
Then there's this, the politics of it all. New York Post columnist Michael Goodwin slamming Attorney General Merrick Garland, saying, quote, "I don't think the Attorney General has the stomach to approve an indictment of the son of the man who appointed him, especially when the Biden administration already is drowning and the Democrats face a midterm shellacking." Seems pretty obvious. You agree?
Yeah, I think that really is the real question here, because it is, will he be treated differently because of who he is? And it really is mystifying, because the Department of Justice, you've seen on so many other issues with the recent reluctance to enforce the law with the Supreme Court justices, with the school board issue and other issues. Are they going to treat this differently? Is this going to be purely political? And that's why a special counsel really should have been appointed here, because there is an importance for the public to know that this case is being treated fairly, meaning no better, no worse than anyone else. And the perception is important, because it carries over into every other case that's prosecuted. But again, if they do prosecute him, obvious questions will be asked, and the questions will be asked: who knew about this, who was involved, and that leads to one place. And somebody should be able to ask those questions without the fear of retribution. And that is the question. And who knows? It doesn't seem like they've done anything other than politics over there in the year and a half, and it doesn't seem like he will face the consequences that other people would face in similar situations.
Jonathan, let's listen to this. You'll remember President Biden and those voicemails that appeared from rather going to Hunter Biden. Let's take a listen to that, and I'm going to ask you a question on the other side of it.
Hey, Palace Dad, it's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, is going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear.
And Jonathan, really quickly, what is the likelihood that really the Democrats are worried that this is going to have a direct path right to the president if this investigation does come to fruition like this?
Yeah, I think they are worried about this, because in the typical case, in a federal case, when somebody maybe does plead guilty, they're required to cooperate. And when they're required to cooperate, the natural questions would be asked: who knew about what you were doing? Why were you doing this? Again, Hunter Biden, he's got a mess of a personal life. And the fact that somebody with all of his issues would be getting these high-level business opportunities is highly it's basically not likely, not even possible without his connection. So that's why he's even given these opportunities. And the opportunities are because who he is, meaning who his dad is. So it does lead, at least the questions lead right there. And I'm sure they are worried about this on top of all the other issues they have to worry about on the disastrous policies that they're going to have to try to defend on the midterms.
Jonathan Fahey on the two-tier system of justice. Jonathan, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.